Welcome back to the Coach Cameron Podcast. I've been MIA for a while, but that's okay. But today I'm going to be announcing the 2 goals we have at Phoenix College men's soccer program, and they're huge. They're scary, but not scary for me. I'm not scared. Don't be scared, men's soccer players at Phoenix College. They sound crazy, but they're not. They're attainable, and I'm going to be talking all of this on episode 536. So for the ones that do not know, I coach the Phoenix College men's soccer program, which is a junior college program in the NJCAA, and I'm heading to year 17, I think. I'm not sure. I don't even know what today. No, today's Saturday. I did know that, and I've promised my men's soccer program that I am going to announce our goals. There's 2 of them, and there's 3 objectives. That's it. And we will accomplish them all. But before I go into the goals, because once I announce it, I'm gonna get a lot of crap, like whatever. I'll get some Twitter feedback or wherever you're gonna attack me from that I'm crazy, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm not. The goals are attainable, very attainable, and they might sound unattainable to some. They're unattainable to the ones that are weak in the brain. And it's okay to be weak in the brain if you can find a way out of that thought process and become a female warrior or a man with a plan and make the decision to go forward and onward and just get it done. Fall forward, I say. That's what we're gonna do. We're going forward. And before I announce it, I will give you a little kind of feedback or my history of my goal setting. So in 2012, the Phoenix College men's soccer program was coming off one of the worst seasons that I've experienced. I think we're barely above 500. We made the playoffs, whatever. It just wasn't a good season. And a lot of it had to do with my time I was giving. I was giving full-time to my men's soccer program, but also another full-time job, coaching club and doing those things, just doing too much. And so in 2013 in spring, I sat my returners down and we had a good base. We just didn't have enough talent. And I told them, I'm quitting club. I'm focusing on you guys only. And we're going to do amazing things. And one of the amazing things we're going to do is we had 2 goals that year. One, we were going to get the largest crowd in the country at the NJCAA level. And I remember we're at Hoy Stadium, and I pointed to our stadium, which can fit a lot of people. And I said, we're going to fill it up. One game, we're going to fill it up. And they just kind of looked at me like deer in the headlights, like, what? They didn't think it was possible. And I said, the second thing we're going to do is we're going to fundraise and make sure we have more money than any other program, so you guys are taken care of. And that was kind of it. We were already going to be good. I knew the recruiting class coming in, and they had an idea. So in 2013, I changed my whole focus to them and really focus on that. I made sure, the fundraising was up, which we did a ton of fundraising leading to the season, to the point where they all got Copa shoes. They got indoor flats. They got 3/4 pants. And they got all the gear. They had so much gear. The most gear than any program I've ever had was that team. They got all that stuff. And they ended up playing very well because they had talent. And we were leading up to the game I was talking about, which is our sellout game. So behind me, for the ones watching on YouTube, is a crowd we typically get on our sellout nights, which are pretty much every 2 years, because we alternate schedule with the women's program, day and night games. So anyways, that's a crowd of 3,786. Now that's not my 2013 crowd. That is my 2017 crowd, I think. That is the largest crowd held at a junior college game that was actually recorded and counted. And that's what we did. I remember, so in 2013, in that season where they thought I was all crazy, I'm like, we're going to sell this thing out. We had 23:05 at that game. And not only did I schedule that game, I scheduled that game I knew the schedule in May going into the season, coming off one of my worst seasons. And I scheduled against Yavapai, which is typically always, top 3 in the country. And I'm like, I'm going to pick a fight with them. And I was putting myself at risk, like, oh my gosh, say you do get a big crowd. You're going to be embarrassed in front of a lot of people. I'm like, yep, that's what I'm going to go for. And that's what we did. And Yavapai was, I think they were number 2 in the country at the time. We were number 3. So we're both in top 5 in the country. It all kind of worked out. So I remember the night as, it's about 6 o'clock and, we're at the field and my assistant coach is talking to the guys. And about 45 minutes till kickoff, there was people coming. And it was a lot of people. I'm like, what? And all the guys were just shocked that was actually happening. And they were coming because I made it a goal, which seemed impossible for everybody else because at the junior college level, previous to that year, we would average 50 if we're lucky because that was mom and dad and we have a big roster at the time or something. 50 to 100 the most. And then on big nights, sometimes we got 300-400. That's it. But not over 2,000. That year, we not only got over 2,000 that night in October when we did that game in 2013, we had 3 games that year that got over 2,000 because of what we did. And we were talented. I mean, it was fun to watch, and we did amazing things. That was an amazing year. And this upcoming season is going to be an amazing year because we're going to do what hasn't been done. So because of COVID, we can't do this right now. So hopefully it goes away and we can do crowds. But I'm assuming we're not going to have that, and we're not going to have that ability to do that. So anyways, moving on. What is the 2 goals I have for the men's soccer program? And please just listen and watch. And it's July, and I'm announcing it now so people can think I'm crazy. Whatever. And see if I can get it, which I will. Goal 1 is and this is not the crazy one. We're going to win the first national championship. We're going to win it in June of 2021. We're going to win the first title ever, national title for the men's soccer program. And we've been around since 1991. It's going to be our first national championship. And we're going to do, which people think are crazy, is we are going to be the top team in Arizona. And when I say top team in Arizona, I'm talking GCU, NCAA Division I, Tucson FC, which is a professional team out of Tucson, and Arizona Rising. So I'm calling out GCU, Rising, and Tucson FC. Calling all 3 out. We will beat you. We will beat you. And we'll get games. Last year, we played GCU. We actually tied them 2-2. It was a great game. And Tucson FC, because of how we did against GCU, invited us to play, and hopefully we get that same opportunity. But our goal is to win. Not like, we're going to win. And I encourage you all to witness the spectacle of what I'm saying. That's going to happen. And this is why I think it's going to happen. It's not like I'm super coach or anything. I pay attention to trends and, who's successful and who's not. And I've been very bad at it. But I do pay attention to all my failures. And I've made so many, and I finally kind of figured it out. And I've been involved as a coach quite a bit. And I refuse not to continue that path of evolving. I will keep trying new things to make sure it's going to happen. So I decided in December of last year, as I'm coaching my team, we're training at Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 a.m. And when I say training, we're lifting weights and we're doing fitness and hardly any zero tactical stuff. Technical, yes. Just making sure they get touches on the ball and doing a lot of work. I was Facebooking it live all the time. And we had a game against GCU. And I have talent. I mean, we had talent. And I gave the game back to them. So that's the decision I made. I said, I'm going to give the game back to them. You play soccer according to who you are. And who we we're very technical, very Hispanic. We played foot to foot, and I let them have that versus be that typical coach that puts in their tactics based on who they're playing, which you do when your team is weaker, as far as your personnel is weaker. And try to understand me, all you coaches out there, like, yeah, whatever. I do take this information on my evolving is stolen information. It's clearly stolen that I watched the movie Glory Road. And if anyone knows anything about Glory Road, it's that movie that Texas school, which is now known as UTEP, won the first national title in the NCAA, and I think their only national title, when he, the coach, did something similar. Got a lot of talent and allowed that talent to play. Same thing happened. And when he allowed him to play, it changed the game. It changed the game entirely. Now, the movie is about what was happening in the basketball community during that time, where you had a lot of African Americans, but you only could play so many, and you would never put 5. Well, he did. He would start all African Americans, and he did that in the national championship game and did not play one white player to prove a point and let them be them, and they won a national title. Now, there's more to it in that movie. There's more thought process to it, but I did something similar. I gave the game back to a group of individuals that actually can play. They're technical. They do things that are different. So most soccer teams I've coached, whether at club or Phoenix College teams, the past, where I would have that technical player, I would have that hard tackler, I would have a mix, and you're trying to find a mix to make it work. I don't have it. I have talent. Now they all have different, different things about them. Like some can tackle better, some can shoot better, some can take special free kicks better. But far as the basics, far as technical, problem solving, all that stuff, being able to combine as a unit, they're all capable. For the ones I put out there, they're capable of doing that. But for whatever reason, I've had since 2013, I've had my 2013 team, my 2014 team, my 15, my 16, every team I've had since 2013, I probably 4 teams should have won nationals, and they didn't. And the reason being is because of this guy. The coach implemented tactics, stealing the game away from the technical team. And when you have the most talent, get them on the field and let them be them. They're talented. They can problem solve. That's why they're there. And they can take over the game. It's soccer. We can't call timeouts and stuff. We get the pregame, we get the halftime, and that's it. Coaching's changed for me. I'm giving the game back to the players. And I'm announcing it on my podcast. And by doing so, because I have the talent, I have talent every year, by doing so, they're going to win titles. And I've won titles. I won the Maricopa County Championship, or Maricopa County title, I think, as a coach, 8 times. We've won the conference title 4 times, 1 outright. So I've done amazing things because I have talent. But as far as going over and beyond and being that team that can beat any team in the country, and any team, it can compete with professional teams, it's unleashing the talent to let them be them through a guided approach. And I won't get in the details of that because it's always formulating, it's always changing, but that's the essence of it. The players I have They're different. When you talk about U.S. soccer, and I call it U.S. soccer being the problem, the players that we get for our national team, it's not. We have no identity. We don't even know what we are. We have athletes. We have some playing overseas. We have some playing the MLS. We have players that can problem solve, and we have players that can't. I mean, we have a bunch of problems. A lot of the players that are wearing our national team crest, a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them can't think out of the box because they didn't grow up watching soccer. They might like it. They might like going to their practices on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but they were a multi-sport athlete. They paid attention more than one sport. They would watch the NBA. They would watch NFL. They do these things. Not my players. Not the ones that play. The players I have, they're technical. They can problem solve. They can do so many things because of culture. They grew up in the game. Mommy and daddy took them to their games. They are watching a game in a crib or as a baby. They're playing adult league at, say, 9. I mean, with dad or whatever. They were living the game. That's all they would do. They play more games, street soccer, 6v6, indoor soccer, 11v11, all the time. Those are my players. Why? Because in Phoenix, Arizona, it's a huge Hispanic community. There is so many people playing soccer here. Unregulated. And you wouldn't know unless you actually went in those communities. That's why I do it with my son, Jack. I want to be part of the community. I want to be a part of the... That's why he plays on an all Hispanic team. When he was 9, I had him playing in South Phoenix on Hispanic teams in the middle of nowhere. I never knew existed. And soccer's being played all the time. They find it. That's their culture. That's what they do. When you love something, when you're addicted to something, whether it's drugs or something else, you're going to go find it. They're addicted to the game. And they watch the game. They've watched the game more than me. They play the game more than me. And what the heck am I telling them what to do? They can problem solve. They can find creative solutions to it if given the freedom to do so. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm giving the ball back to the players. I'm going to let them think. Now, what we're going to do, there's 3 principles, three objectives we're going to focus hard on. Because they have the talent, the missing key for them to advance to the next level. I mean, the elite level are these 3. It's discipline. Clearly discipline in these 3 categories. 1, they're gonna learn to love their run. And when I say learn to love the run, I mean it's going to be running to contemplate with a purpose. And you're gonna keep a notepad, and you're gonna write how your run went, how you felt, what you thought about. Your religion is gonna be running. You're gonna run a lot, not with a purpose of having a conversation with yourself. You're gonna unplug yourself from this world, from your friends, and you're gonna go on a run as much as humanly possible. You're gonna pay attention. How does your body feel? What are you doing to advance as a human being? You're going to do everything possible to run, to contemplate. And you'll be shocked how good you'll get at running and how conditioned you'll be. But you have to run with the purpose. You're going to run with a thought of its meditation, its prayer, it's everything to you. You're going to run with a purpose. You're going to get out there and run. And you're going to document that on an app by Under Armour, the same one I use, which was it Map My Run. You're going to download Map My Run so we can document where have you run, and you're going to also write what you thought about to improve your life. 2, diet. You're going to have a strict diet. You're not going to put anything in your body that takes you away from these goals. You're going to have a diet, and you're going to document that as well of what time you ate. I felt the best when I was running because I ate these things. You're going to time your eating habits so you can run every day, especially it's a process. You're going to avoid taking anything in your body that's going to take you away from winning a national title and beating everybody in Arizona professionally or Division I. You're doing those things. Lastly, 3rd thing is recovery. You're going to do these things through sleep and stretch. So you're going to pay attention to your sleep cycles. You're going to write it down because we're going to be having conversations about this. How many hours you're sleeping? What hours of sleep does that work for you? Are you stretching? And I mean, yoga stretching. You're going to be stretching to the point of tearing. You're going to stretch, and you're going to bleed internally from stretching so hard because you're going to learn how to do that. It'll save your life if you learn how to do that. So to recap, we are going to run, and we're going to love to run. You're going to diet. You're going to learn to love to diet because it's going to change everything about you, mentally, physically. It's going to change your life, and you're going to recover. Now, you're going to recover, and we're going to talk about these 3 things for the next 6 months. Now, you're going to fail over and over again, which is okay. You're going to fail, but you're going to start the next day trying to get back on those things. This isn't easy to do. I'm not talking about winning a national title. Learning to love to run, learning to love how to diet, and learn to love to recovery. If you can learn those 3 things, we will win the national championship in 2021, which we will. And we'll pick a fight with anyone in Arizona, and we'll show them what we can do. But we must have those things in place. We have to run, we have to diet, we have to recover. So if we can do these 3 things, great things will happen. Am I crazy? No. Am I driven? Yes. So that's what's going to happen at Phoenix College. 2020-21 team. 2020, we're going to finish the rest of the year not thinking about how the world's coming to an end. We're going to fight through that. We're going to run. We're going to intake the proper things. We are going to do the little things to help us recover so we can keep running and dieting, so we can do what we love, which is the game of soccer, and great things are going to happen. These are our goals at Phoenix College. See you guys on Monday.